Hello everyone, I am Dr. Tamanna from Department of Applied Biology, and today I am going to take a class on biogas. Biogas is a mixture of gases primarily consisting of methane, carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide produced from raw materials such as agricultural waste, manure, municipal waste, plant materials, sewage, green waste and food waste. It is a renewable energy source. Biogas is produced from anaerobic digestion with anaerobic organisms or methanogens inside an anaerobic digester, biodigester or a bioreactor. Biogas is primarily methane and carbon dioxide and may have small amounts of hydrogen sulfide, moisture and siloxanes. The gases methane, hydrogen and carbon monoxide can be combusted or oxidized with oxygen. This energy release allows biogas to be used as a fuel. It can be used in fuel cells and for any heating purpose such as cooking. It can also be used in gas engines to convert the energy in the gas into electricity and heat. Biogas can be compressed after removal of carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide, the same way as natural gas is compressed to CNG and used to power motor vehicles. In the United Kingdom, for example, biogas is estimated to have the potential to replace around 70% of the vehicle fuel. It qualifies for renewable energy subsidies in some parts of the world. Biogas can be cleaned and upgraded to natural gas standards when it becomes biomethane. Biogas is considered to be a renewable resource, and because its production and use cycle is continuous, it generates no net carbon dioxide. As the organic material grows, it is converted and reused. It then regrows in a continually repeating cycle. From a carbon perspective, as much carbon dioxide is absorbed from the atmosphere in the growth of the primary bioresource is released when the material is ultimately converted to energy. Let's come to production. Biogas is produced by microorganisms such as methanogens and sulfate-reducing bacteria performing anaerobic respiration. Biogas can refer to gas produced both naturally and industrially. Now coming to the natural resources. In soil, methane is produced in anaerobic environment by methanogens, but it is mostly consumed in anaerobic zone by methanotrophs. Methane emission results when the balance favors methanogens. Wetland soils are the main natural source of methane. Other sources include oceans, forests, soils, termites, and wild ruminants. Industrial. The purpose of industrial biogas production is the collection of biomethane, usually for fuel. Industrial biogas is produced either as landfill gas, which is produced by the decomposition of biodegradable waste inside a landfill due to chemical reactions and microbes, or as digested gas produced inside an anaerobic digester. Biogas plants. A biogas plant is the name often given to an anaerobic digester that treats farm waste or energy crops. It can be produced using anaerobic digesters. These plants can be fed with energy, crops such as maize, silage or biodegradable waste, including sewage, sludge and food waste. During the process, the microorganism transform biomass waste into biogas, mainly methane. Coming to the next slide. Higher quantities of biogas can be produced when the wastewater is co-digested with other residuals from the dairy industry, sugar industry or brewery industry. For example, while mixing 90% of wastewater from beer factory with 10% of cow, when the production of biogas was increased by 2.5 times compared to the biogas produced by wastewater from the brewery industry only. Manufacturing of biogas from internationally planned maize has been described as being unsustainable and harmful due to very concentrated, intense and soil eroding character of these plantations. What are the key processes for production? There are two key processes, mesophilic and thermophilic digestion, which is dependent on temperature. In experimental work at University of Alaska, a 1,000-liter digester using psychrophiles were harvested from mud from a frozen lake in Alaska, and it has produced 200 to 300 liters of methane per day, about 20 to 30% of the output from digester in warm climates. Now, what are the dangers? The air pollution produced by biogas is similar to that of natural gas, as when methane, it's a major constituent of biogas, is ignited for its usage as an energy source. Carbon dioxide is made as a product, which is a greenhouse gas. The content of toxic hydrogen sulfide presents additional risk and has been responsible for serious accidents. Leaks of unburned methane are at additional risk because methane is potent greenhouse gas. Biogas can be explosive as well when mixed in the ratio of 1 part biogas to 8 to 20 parts air. Special safety precautions have to be taken for entering an empty biogas digester for maintenance work. It is important that a biogas system never has negative pressure, as this could cause an explosion. Negative gas pressure can occur if too much gas is removed or leaked. Because of this, biogas should not be used as pressures below 1 column into water measured by a pressure gauge. Frequently, small checks must be performed on the biogas system. If biogas is smelled anywhere, windows and doors should be opened immediately. If there is a fire, the gas should be shut off at the gate valve of the biogas system. Coming to landfill gas is produced by wet organic waste decomposing under anaerobic conditions in a similar way to biogas. The waste is covered and mechanically compressed by the weight of the material that is deposited above. This material prevents oxygen exposure, thus allowing anaerobic microbes to thrive. Biogas builds up and is slowly released into the atmosphere if the site has not been engineered to capture the gas. Landfill gas released in an uncontrolled way can be hazardous, since it can become explosive when it escapes from the landfill and mixes with water. The lower explosive limit is 5% methane and upper is 15% methane. Now, coming to the composition. The composition of biogas, it varies depending upon the substrate composition as well as the conditions within the concentration. Landfill gas typically has methane concentration around 50%. Advanced waste treatment technologies can produce biogas with 55% to 75% methane, which for reactors with free liquids can be increased to 80 to 90% methane using in situ gas purification techniques. As produced, biogas contains water vapor as well. The fractional volume of water vapor is a function of biogas temperature. Correction of measured gas volume for water vapor content and thermal expansion is easily done via simple mathematics, which yields the standardized volume of dry biogas. Now, the typical composition of biogas includes methane, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, hydrogen sulfide, and oxygen, out of which oxygen has 0.2 to 2.5% by volume, and the highest being the methane, which is 50 to 80%. For 1000 kg of input to a typical biodigester, total solids may be 30% of the wet weight, while volatile suspended solids may be 90% of the total solids. Protein would be 20% of the volatile solids, carbohydrates would be 70% of the volatile solids, and finally fats would be 10% of the volatile solids. Now, there are also some contaminants present. First contaminant that is mostly present in biogas is sulfur compounds. Toxic and false spelling hydrogen sulfide is the most common contaminant in the biogas, but other sulfur containing compounds such as thiols may be also present. Left in the biogas stream, hydrogen sulfide is corrosive, and when combusted yields sulfur dioxide and sulfuric acid, also corrosive, and they are very much environmentally hazardous compounds. The next contaminant being ammonia. It is produced from organic compounds containing nitrogens such as amino acids and proteins. If not separated from the biogas, combustion results in nitrous oxide emission as well. Siloxanes. In some cases, biogas contains siloxanes. They are formed from the anaerobic composition of materials commonly found in soaps and detergents. During combustion of biogas containing siloxanes, silicon is released and can combine with free oxygen or other elements in the combustion gas. Deposits are formed containing mostly silica or silicates and can contain calcium, sulfur, zinc, phosphorus. Such white mineral deposits accumulate to a surface thickness of several millimeters and must be removed by chemical or mechanical means. Practical and cost-effective technologies to remove siloxanes and other biogas contaminants are also available nowadays. Now, what are the benefits of manure-derived biogas? High levels of methane are produced when manure is stored under anaerobic conditions. During storage and when manure has been applied to the land, nitrous oxide is also produced as a byproduct of the denitrification process. Nitrous oxide is 320 times more aggressive as a greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide and methane, 25 times more than carbon dioxide. By converting cow manure into methane biogas via anaerobic digestion, the millions of cattle in the United States and India would be able to produce 100 billion kilowatt hours of electricity, enough to power millions of homes across the United States and India. In fact, one cow can produce enough manure in one day to generate 3 kilowatt hours of electricity. Only 2.4 kilowatt hours of electricity are needed to power a single 100-watt light bulb for one day. Furthermore, by converting cattle manure into methane biogas instead of letting it decompose, global warming gases could be reduced by 99 million metric tons, or by 4% it can be reduced. Applications. Biogas can be also used for, as I have mentioned, it is used for electricity production on sewage works, in a CHP gas engine where the waste heat from the engine is conveniently used for heating the digester, cooking, space heating, water heating and process heating. If compressed, it can replace compressed natural gas for use in vehicles where it can fuel an internal combustion engine or fuel cells and is much more effective displacer of carbon dioxide than the normal use in one-side plants. So there is a requirement of biogas upgrading. Raw biogas produced from digestion is roughly 60% methane and 39% carbon dioxide, with the trace elements of hydrogen sulfide inadequate for use in machinery. The corrosive nature of H2H hydrogen sulfide is alone enough to destroy the mechanisms. So keeping in mind all the facts, today in this class I have given you a glimpse of biogas, their applications, their benefits and also their challenges. Thank you.